Writer's block, creation block, all the blocks. Have you ever had that? Have you ever had a kind of like a writer's block, or you were supposed to create something, maybe you're even doing content creation and you just have this block going on? Well, what if you could actually use these blocks to create more? I'm going to talk about some tips and tricks that you can use for creation blocks. Here's number one. Actually speak to the project, to the art form, to the book, to the whatever it is. Have an energetic conversation. Now, for some of you, that might sound really bizarro. And for others, they're like, of course, I have conversations with my creations all the time. It really just depends on where you are with all of that. But truly, everything is consciousness. So a book has a consciousness. It will wake you up at night. You know this, a song, a poem, any kind of art form, a painting, they can speak to you. And the more that you're willing to actually engage in that energetic conversation, the more information you're going to get. So how does that look? It doesn't necessarily look the same as you would have a conversation with someone, and you're going to have to discover, like kind of play with it and discover how it works for you. I know some people, when they talk to the consciousness of something, they start to get pictures or what they would call downloads. They might think like their mind wanders, but then it sparks an awareness or a memory can show up. It could be some physical sensations. Okay. So actually, when you feel, oh my gosh, I'm in this creative block, I have no creative energy in me or anywhere to be found, I'm in a desert dying of thirst, of creation, satiation, or hydration. Creation, hydration. I gotta like that. So ask the project, ask it, what do I need to do or be or choose or acknowledge or know to actualize you? Because it will know. And sometimes, this is tricky, your creations are actually facilitating you. And they've stopped you because they would like you to open up to this different space. And when you write the book, do the art, make the content from this new space, it's going to be richer and greater and grander. But we try to force through rather than go, okay, what is it here? What is this creation facilitating for me? Another great question you could ask yourself. And so what are you facilitating for me? What do I need to know? What do I need to do? And just see what shows up. You might have an awareness. Oh, I need to go to the bakery. What? I need to grab another cup of coffee. I need to go talk to my friend. I need to go have a whole bunch of wonderful sex. You're going to get a hit of awareness. Now you're not looking for an answer here. You're looking for an awareness. You might feel like you're getting nothing. That's okay. Give it some space. Ask again. What do I need to be? What do I need to do? What do I need to choose? What do I need to know or acknowledge here to actualize you? And let it flow. So, okay, that's the first step here. And now you might start to notice, it might not be a waterfall, but you might start to sense trickles. Okay. So the second one is actually to follow those trickles, those little whispers of awareness, and they might be leading you down a path, like a little quest for creation, hydration. So if you get that little hit, go to the bakery, just go to the bakery, observe, look around. Is there someone, what am I here for? Am I actually getting something from the bakery? Is there someone here I need to talk to? Is there something I need to be aware of here? Is there inspiration lurking that I have never acknowledged before? Follow those little whispers and let them guide you on this magical adventure that, guess what? You can't control. You're actually going to have to follow. That means that you're allowing the creation to guide you, to lead the dance, if you will. Number 3 is actually pretty simple, it's pretty fast, is to expand out and get out of concentricity. So some of us, I've noticed when you're trying to get over some kind of block, mental block, creative block, it's like, I'm going to apply dedication, which really is more like applying force to something. And you're looking at like, I'm not going to leave until I get this done. And for some of you, maybe that works, but I'm offering another possibility is that when you go into something called concentricity, it's when you're like focusing and concentrating and focusing and concentrating, you actually are narrowing your space of being. You are contracting into this kind of focal point. Okay. So you're taking this huge amount of awareness, like universe is big, and you're focusing it into a point as though that's going to get you the clarity and the creation, energy, hydration that you're looking for. For most of us, that doesn't work. It's kind of painful, and it doesn't open up to new spaces and new creation, new energies of creation either. So expand. Even in that frustration, you're going to expand, and you can just ask to expand. How expanded do I require to be to have ease with all of this? Yeah, cool. And then do it again, and then do it again. And as you expand more, you can kind of picture it, if you will, like the more you expand, the more access you're going to have to creative energies. So what if in this concentricity, you've created like a very small window of access to creation, to the energies, the possibilities, and the awareness of creation. And the more you expand out, it's like uncovering the sky. It's like moving the dark, broody clouds of concentricity away. And you're like, oh, wow, there's so much available. And then kind of allow yourself to forget about it. And what I mean about that is that take your mind off of it, but allow your awareness to explore. So when you expand, you're also expanding your mind. Your mind wants to go smaller, controlled, ordered. Your awareness, your knowing, which is where all the really awesome, like great stuff comes from. Expand and be with that. And notice what you notice. Notice what you start to sense. Notice what starts to come and percolate and pop, and just follow it and be curious and play with it and wonder about it and see what shows up. And here's the last one. Get inspired by living. Now, again, it's like if you're like, I have a deadline, I need to get it done. Okay. Again, for some people that's going to work. If that works for you, do it. Keep doing it. If that hasn't worked for you, it's been really painful for you, would you be willing to try living and inspiring life? And now if you feel completely blocked, you might be saying, Cassy, nothing is inspiring right now. Absolutely nothing is inspiring. Well, what if? What if you could ask, what could I choose today that would inspire me even a little? What could I, like, maybe it's like going to like the theater. Perhaps it's walking with the earth. If you're a photographer, where could you go that inspires your interest? If you're a writer, what could you read? What could you immerse yourself in that would spark you? And don't always make it that it has to correlate. So if you're a writer, it might not be writing. It might actually be putting your attention on something other than writing that will spark the writing. It might be going to the movies. It might be going roller skating. Ask, what could I choose that would inspire this creation? And see what pops up. And again, you're doing that, you're following. What could I choose that would inspire this creation to actualization? Wow. I'm going to climb that mountain. I'm going to have a bath. I'm going to light candles and get really quiet and just be in the stillness and the quietness for a little bit. And do it as a way of living, not as I will do this to get inspired. Because what I found is that never seems to work. I'm like, oh, in the past, I used to get really inspired when and these are good things to have on hand, okay? Your inspire list is brilliant, but I'm talking about when you're in that block, like you're in that block, you've tried the inspire list. The inspire list is not inspiring. That it's more about actually living your life. And when you choose living, emotion will start to show up. There's emotion. When you're going into the block, when you're sitting in the block and you're believing that the block is real, true, and bigger than you, there's no motion because you've kind of like come up against a wall, right? If you go choose to start living your life from inspiration, a fluidity of energy is going to start to show. It's going to start to flow. And there will be amazing sparks of awareness that you probably never could have considered were going to show up. Allow them to surprise you, to dazzle you, to inspire you to something greater than you ever imagined possible, greater than you could ever control and use your brain to muster through. Allow those sparks of inspiration to come to you. And here's my last one, is what if you asked creation itself? There's all these things that want to be created in the world, right? So whatever your method of, maybe you're a writer, maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a dancer. Imagine that there's a billion ideas in the world just waiting for someone to discover them, someone to care enough to actualize them. Well, what if you actually called out, like sent out an energetic notice? Hey guys, like a job posting, like looking for amazing ideas, apply here. How do you do that? Well, you just did. It's actually like that easy, and it can be that silly. Where are the ideas that would love to come through you, that would be so fun for you to actualize? And you're going to find them coming, and they might start coming in the middle of the night. It's not my fault if that's what happens. You can tell the creations, can you please come in the morning if that happens to you, okay? But you might have more creation ideas showing up than you ever imagined possible, and they might not be directly related to the particular thing that you're trying to get through, but that thing might need some space. And like I said, if it's facilitating you to become greater, to be able to actualize it, then you have to go through the path, the quest that will open you to the greatness so that you can come to the space of actualizing that first thing you set out. And that's completely out of order. That's the chaos of creative living and creative actualization. Ask for more chaos, be more chaos, allow more chaos. Maybe you're writing 5 books at once instead of 1 because that works for you. Maybe you have 14 paintings going on. Maybe that's where you start to have that brilliance and that creative flow for you. If you're willing to go out of order and actually have these energetic conversations with all of these magical creations that have chosen you, that want to come through for you, from you. Now, that doesn't mean that you ignore the other things, like, okay, put you on the shelf. And I've had people like energetically, don't put something on the shelf. Oh, would you want to be put on the shelf? I look at it as marinating. Perhaps it needs to marinate a little bit. It's enriching itself, or maybe it's a seed and the roots just need a little bit more time to develop. And ask it to tell you when to tend to it. You'll know because it will just be there. You'll be so pulled to it, and allow yourself to follow the chaos and have so much fun. I hope this video contributed to you. If it did, please click the like button, hit the bell, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel, and do share it with a friend or anyone that you know might enjoy this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.